The hauler loads against a test pull, and steel fittings rattle as tension is confirmed. Paper charts mark the bluefin corridor, and the captain commits to a narrow window of calm. Cut bait is pinned hard to circle hooks, built to hold through deep water soak.
The longline descends into dim water, hooks hanging evenly while particles drift in current. One baited hook trembles lightly, translating current changes into small leader vibrations.
A buoy drops tight to rail, rope snaps straight, and spray fills the frame. A chafed leader and sticky clip are swapped fast before the next rack cycles.
Current shifts, bait rotates, and the line sways as pressure changes nearby.
The logbook notes bluefin speed and stamina, keeping the tone practical and unsensational. The set accelerates, hook racks run smooth, and diesel vibration steadies the rhythm. Multiple hooks hang in a clean line, fading into darkness without any fish in view. A line flicks past boots, and disciplined footwork prevents a serious deck incident.
A bait strand tears slightly, and the leader shivers once before going still again.
Clips are counted, bins are locked, and the pace tightens as weather narrows time. An analog barometer dips, and a pencil mark signals the limited haul window.
The buoy line sinks deeper, light fades, and tension becomes the only signal worth trusting. Quiet settles on deck, punctuated by diesel hum and occasional hook rack clinks.
The buoy twitches beside the hull, and waiting posture shifts into controlled urgency.
A massive bluefin approaches from below, tracking the bait with controlled, powerful tail beats. The bite lands hard, and the circle hook seats in the jaw corner instantly.
The bluefin surges away, tightening the leader until the line hums with steady load.
On deck, the hauler bites line with a squeal, and the first haul begins. With each swell, tension stays smooth, preventing slack that could loosen the hook seat. The buoy line angles hard, translating deep power into surface jolts beside the hull. Tail ropes and control lines are staged, anticipating a tuna that can tear gear apart.
The bluefin breaks the surface in a violent roll, throwing spray as tension spikes.
The crew walks the leader forward, keeping the hook seated while the tuna circles.
A heavy shadow rolls under foam, and the rope angle tightens like a drawn bow.
The hauler holds steady pressure, and coils are cleared fast to prevent snarls.
The tuna hits the rail, tail hammering water as tail rope control prevents a blowout. Two men pin the leader straight, while others guide the fish into a control lane.
The hook remains visible at the jaw corner, and the leader stays clean out of the mouth. The fish is slid into an iced bin, still flexing as the next leader approaches.
Paper totals update in the wheelhouse, balancing fuel, weather, and remaining buoy signals.
Deck space resets fast, ropes get flaked, and the next buoy demands attention. The bluefin breaches beside the hull, body arcing as the line stays brutally tight. The fairlead sings under load, and the crew keeps timing instead of brute force. Empty hooks rise next, showing how rare the true fight is on a working line.
A deep surge returns through the buoy line, and the crew braces as the hauler resumes pulling.
The tuna rolls under foam, and rope vibration telegraph's head shakes below the surface.
The bluefin slams the surface again, spraying the rail while the leader stays pinned straight.
Two tasks run together, one controlling tail rope while another clears coils from boots.
Another buoy shudders and rope angle sharpens, signaling the line is still alive. The hook shows clean in the jaw corner, and the leader tracks a straight, safe path. A controlled lift brings mass aboard, and boots pivot to keep the lane clear.
Tail rope cinches, the fish still kicks, and the hook stays seated under control.
Hooks and coils clear fast, keeping the main line running clean and predictable.
The bluefin erupts into foam, hammering spray across the rail as tension spikes again.
The crew commits on the swell, hauling decisively while keeping the leader from rubbing hard.
A close view shows gill plates pumping, proving the fish is still fighting hard.
The leader stays pinned straight, setting a clean path for safe hook handling. The fish thumps onto steel, and coordinated hands keep rope and leader off boots.
Quick checks follow, keeping hook seating stable while the tail still kicks in bursts.
The deck fight peaks, tail driving hard as the crew holds control lines and clears space.
An ice slurry takes the tuna, converting danger into cold inventory under strict handling.
The haul continues, lines squealing through blocks as gloves rotate positions to manage fatigue.
Another buoy answers with quick taps, and rope angle tightens like a drawn bow. The pull turns stubborn, and the crew holds a straight leader path to protect the hook. Another heavy recovery brings a second giant bluefin aboard, demanding fast control in tight space.
The deck fills with controlled motion, bins staged while the main line keeps feeding. In the wheelhouse, totals update on paper, balancing fuel burn and remaining signals. The last pulls run steady, and shouted commands soften into routine as stacks grow.
A giant bluefin fills the bin line, earning a brief cheer before cleanup resumes.
At dock, tuna unloads into stainless bins over flake ice, kept clean and unbranded.
A quick weigh and grade uses plain slips, prioritizing speed to protect core temperature. Forklifts roll bins into the chilled receiving bay, transferring control from dock air to factory cold.
Receiving checks core temperature with an analog probe, then rinses surfaces fast under white light.
Pre-trim removes surface debris, setting clean cutting paths before the first major break. Head and tail are removed on a fast line, keeping cuts efficient and clean.
The belly opens and the cavity clears quickly, staying clinical and controlled without gore. The spine line opens with a straight blade path, separating structure from prime flesh.
2 large fillets peel away, showing deep red muscle and clean grain under bright light.
Skin removal runs smooth, keeping the red loin intact and untorn for premium cuts. Pin bones pull clean with tools, and the surface stays smooth for consistent slicing.
Trim knives square edges, removing sinew and dark spots while protecting valuable marbling. Loin and prime cuts separate into blocks, each piece sized for predictable end use.
Portions cut to uniform thickness, and mechanical scales confirm weight without flashy screens.
Cold rinse and drip racks control moisture, keeping surfaces clean before final inspection.
Quality control checks color and texture, separating premium lots from pieces that misgrade.
Thickness and weight are confirmed with mechanical tools, keeping standards consistent across racks. Internal batch tags stay unreadable, tracking lots without barcodes as racks fill steadily.
Trays stage on rolling racks, grouped by lot, moving towards sealing with quiet efficiency.
Final trim perfects edges, shaping each portion into a clean, sale-ready profile. Gloves change, sanitizer sprays, and the line keeps running, showing discipline behind speed.
Orders are grouped by destination, trays aligned by batch, and sealing prep begins unbranded.
Before packaging, tuna texture fills the frame, confirming deep red color and correct marbling.
Vacuum sealing pulls tight on plain bags, protecting premium tuna from air without readable labels. A light glaze forms as cold mist hits, building a protective shell for frozen transit.
Thick freezer doors open, and rolling racks disappear into white vapor as temperature drops hard.
Inside, racks follow FIFO order, keeping cold chain discipline as pallets build toward shipment. Plain cartons stack to pallets, shrink wrap tightens, and the load becomes a stable cold unit. At the loading dock, pallets slide into a reefer, doors seal shut, and papers stay plain. Deep cold storage stages the order, pulling the right pallet by unreadable internal tags. A reefer truck takes the load, insulation and airflow, doing the invisible work of preservation. Crates are strapped for the last mile, corners protected so cartons survive vibration and hard stops. At receiving, kitchen staff verify tuna packs, confirming deep red color before anything warms above safe range.
In the kitchen, sealed tuna moves into cold holding, keeping the chain unbroken to service. Tempering is gradual, letting tuna relax evenly so slices stay clean and glossy. A long blade draws through loin, laying even slices that show marbling without tearing.
Portions arrange simply, keeping attention on texture and color rather than elaborate garnish.
At the table, forks and knives stay ordinary, and the first bite confirms careful handling.
A second plate shows contrast cuts, balancing lean red and fatty marbled pieces in one service.
Service ends clean, leaving only plates and cutlery as the kitchen resets for tomorrow. The story returns to steel and weather, reminding how much work sits behind quiet dining.
Back aboard in the mess, fishermen eat quietly, laughter mixing with steady diesel as fatigue shows. On the rail, coffee steam meets cold wind, and rain gear flutters in spray.
The captain circles a new line on paper charts, planning the next run with analog ticks.
Coiled mainline stacks neatly, hook racks lock in place, and the hauler gets a final check.
Wake and steel fill the frame, spray sheeting past rail as the ship points onward.
A final logbook line notes weather and next departure time, ending one trip as another begins.